Hello, everybody. How are things? Been a minute, huh? Um, I have had an odd couple of weeks. I have sort of finished the thesis, I think, I hope, properly this time. Uh, I uh, I have let me just take this out of the way. I have given it to my supervisor for sort of final proofreading. Haven't heard anything back since. She's kind of got some stuff going on at the moment, so it's that's not unexpected. But hopefully, it's nearly over. Hopefully, we've got Claude in the chat. Hello, Claude. Welcome to the stream. And Hayden, he's alive. Yes, I am alive. Once I'd finished, well, for a few days before I finished, I was sort of working flat out and didn't want to manage a stream on top of that. It was just slightly too much brain for where I was at. I was trying to put all of the brain into the thesis. Felt like putting in a meat grinder a little bit, but then afterwards I was just like, I'm just going to do nothing for about 4 days. So I played a lot of Stardew Valley, and that was about it. But now I am trying to be productive again a little bit. Back to writing quite, though. I have some stuff in Mortal Kombat style. Jack versus the Thesis. Finish it. Yes. That's kind of what I'm hoping that I've pulled a finishing move on this thing, but I won't know until my supervisor comes back to me. So we'll see how it goes. So at the moment, I am doing some life admin stuff that I've been kind of putting off. I'm also working on some stuff for my Etsy shop. Got a lot of things to package up and some things to make and some things to paint. It says, I'm reading King Lear before I get dressed. It's finally warm, so Blanket Man is on vacation. Yes, but he will return when his people need him. Yeah. If you were here for it, it is a LARP pants day underneath this seemingly fancy shirt. I had not worn this shirt in a while, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll try this out. See if it's a good streaming outfit. So far, it's working. It's good. Hopefully a long time. Yeah. Hopefully we'll that's the last of the cold weather. I mean, we're nearly into May now, so well, where I come from, there is a saying that says, don't cast a clout till May is out, which is basically don't start dressing light until June. You'll regret it. Probably in your part of the world, that's less of a thing. I think your part of the world is a bit warmer than mine. But we shall see. I have a very exciting May lined up. I am going to go get top surgery in Spain. So it's going to be quite exciting. It's going to be the weirdest holiday ever. Going to have tiny little T-Rex arms. I'm not going to be able to lift them. This might be enough to type, but I don't think I'll be doing any streaming. Not for... not sort of between kind of the 8th and probably the end of May, to be honest. Here we say, en avril, ne te découvre pas un film. In April, you won't find and feel. Yeah, that's fairly idiomatic. I'm not sure because feel sounds like sun to me, but yeah, it kind of means the same thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. April's tricksy. April is a tricksy month. You go outside, it's one season. By the time you got where you're going, it's a different season altogether, demanding different weather. Here, it's looking quite nice. It's quite sunny. There's some clouds, but it's quite sunny out there, and all the cherry blossoms are out. I never realized how many cherry blossoms there were in my general area until I found out that my girlfriend really likes cherry blossom trees, so I've been taking pictures of them to send to her. And it turns out there's loads of them. They're everywhere. Anyway, I have some stuff to do, and you folks also have some stuff to do, presumably. So I'm going to start up our first timer of the day so that we can all get on with that. So, for what seems like the first time in ages, ready, get set, 3, 2, 1, sprint. everybody. Welcome back. This out the way. One, shoot. All right. Let's have a look at the comments. The world's oldest person has died at 119. Wow, that's impressive. New oldest person is currently Lucille Randon, a 118-year-old COVID survivor. Wow. Those are some old people. 118. That'd be pretty cool. Get to 118, just say that you had 119. Yeah, it's amazing. Wonder if there's anything they're doing that's keeping them alive that long, or is it just a genetic lottery and they lucked out? I suppose. Oldest ever was 122. Wow. That's a long time to be alive. Yeah. I would love to get to that age, though. I would only love to get to that age if I could guarantee getting there with all of my marbles intact. Put up with the body giving up, but I reckon if I'm not sort of mentally present to enjoy it, I probably I don't want to stick around for much after that if I can avoid it. How did you folks do that sprint? I made some packages, folded a bunch of receipts, and put them in envelopes. Edited a photograph. How's things going with King Lear and Claude? Whatever you're doing this morning. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird not having the thesis to do currently, and I think it's probably weirder because I don't know it's going to be fully. I don't know if it's fully done. Hayden got sidetracked by Golden Girls. Time to get dressed now. Fair. Revised some chess moves and prepped a bit my D&D game. Oh, exciting. I love D&D. Obviously, just in case any of your players are watching, no spoilers, but can you give us any idea what sort of campaign is going on? What are your players facing? What are the shenanigans? I'm playing a D&D game at the moment, but it's been kind of delayed because of scheduling conflicts for the last little while, which is a shame because it is a lot of fun and we're right in the middle of a dungeon. Rooting through some occultist stuff. Last session we did, I managed to fall into a gelatinous cube trap. It regretted eating me though, because I'm playing the sorcerer and I've got that kind of meta magic that lets you cast spells without verbal or somatic components. So suddenly it was all spells happening from the inside, magic missiles. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah. Homebrew campaign. They're in a city region, really, occupied by demons. Oh, gotta love a demon. Must keep a low profile and try to long-term team up with the resistance. Ooh, that sounds really cool. I like the setup for that. That you're sort of not doing the typical roving band of adventurers thing. You're trying to do something that's a bit more focused, a bit more long term, and a bit more subtle. I like it. I like it a lot. I would love to hear more about it. It sounds like exactly the kind of game I'd like to play. Actually, yeah. The LARP that I write for is coming back. So one of the things I'll probably be doing for some of the sprints today is, at this stage, it's more logistics than plot. Just getting all of our ducks in a row, so that we can have a site and you know, equipment and insurance and things like that. But all of that work needs to be done. The typical adventures to 30 games. Now it's a new chapter. Excellent, excellent. Shake it up. I am still in a Star Wars game that's on hiatus, which weirdly ended up kind of backwards to where your campaign is, and that it was set during the sort of in the time between so during the height of the Empire, just before the Resistance got going properly, and so the early campaign, it was supposed to stay a kind of low level clandestine sort of linking up with the early stages of the rebellion thing. But then well, it's a GM who kind of likes to roll with cool stuff, and they managed to start the rebellion early on Mandalore. So yeah, the rebellion contains many more Mandalorians than the canon would suggest, and it all got very high level very quickly. It was very interesting. Aiden says, I've joined a Harry Potter RP set in the late 2030s. Since we last saw you, character is an OP witch that is settled for being a librarian and archivist because everything else is boring. Legit. Knowledge is important. Claude says, must get to real work now. Have a great day. Have a great day yourself, Claude, and enjoy the game. I hope your players do too. By Claude. My librarian is super paranoid and preemptively starting an anti-evil secret group. I mean, given I don't know a huge amount about the Harry Potter canon. I read the books as they came out. I never watched the movies or so I don't know anything about these fantastical creatures or anything like that, but that kind of makes sense. Because, like, from what I understand, in living memory, they've had 3 instances of wizard dictator trying to take over the wizarding world quite successfully in at least one of those instances, and twice it was the same dude. I figured you would from what you've said in other things. Yeah. I've kind of, it soured me a little on the franchise, I will admit. But I kind of figure there is no, I don't judge other people for their fandom. Basically, there are so many people who have created art, who have done things that are not cool, or are doing things that are not cool, and pretty much we've all just got to draw our own lines for what we are okay with tolerating, and how we want to support them and all of those things. I'm sick of the arguments around it. So I am happy to chat about it, but I'm not. I am probably never going to be any more up to date on canon than I currently am. Yeah. She had some good ideas. Shame about, well, everything else. I was of the generation that kind of grew up with it. Like, I remember I never went to. I wasn't, thankfully. I think I'd feel worse about it if I was. I was never a super fan. I never went to any of the midnight launches or anything like that. But I know people who did. I knew people who did at the time, and I read the books as those people were reading the books. So at a summer camp where someone there was kind of a meme where people were sort of shouting out who died to troll people. Usually they were nice enough to mix in some bullshit with what they were saying, so you couldn't actually rely on any of the things that were yelled at you randomly. Up to date insofar as it doesn't throw away previously established stuff. Beyond that, I'm in my own little world. My mum was a fan, so I grew up on it. Yeah. This is the second generation of it now. Yeah. God. You ever see somebody ruin their own life? Our poor fandom. Yeah. In fairness, I kind of lost interest about the time she started updating canon on Twitter. So by the time all of that happened, I was like, whatever. To be honest, some of the stuff the fandoms come up with has been a lot better than the originals. Like any characterization of Slytherin. Like, fandom Slytherin just makes much more sense to exist than canon Slytherin, from my recollection of it anyway. Another sprint? Yes, that's probably a good idea. Fandom stuff has been fun. Fandom is great. I love the creativity of the fandom, of all fandom really. AO3 is a wonderful thing. It's good that these days it's a little bit easier to do. Like, back when I was a teenager, it was like fanfiction.net kind of kept randomly purging things, and Anne Rice was trying to sue everybody, and it was all a big thing. But kind of those battles have kind of been fought now, and fair use is a lot more established as a principle, and people know where the lines are, which is, it's good. It's good. It means people have the opportunity to do more stuff. It's always good to see more art in the world. Anyway, as you said, sprinting. Let's do it. So let's do 25 minutes. 3, 2, 1. This lags make it really hard to dance. Go away. There we go. Okay. And we are back. Where are we? Hayden has run away. Oscar says, hey. Ooh, guess this is the last sprint. Oops. No, not the last one. It is. Oh, yeah. Daylight savings time and all that. So, yeah. We are now back in sync, everybody, I think. So it's only 1 o'clock where I am. So it will be going till 2 at least. So, hey, how are you, Oscar? How are things? It's been a bit of a quiet chat today, but that's okay. Where we are at is I have handed in a sort of final draft of my thesis. I'm waiting back on some kind of proofreading, but no sign on that yet. So in the meantime, I'm being productive by doing some stuff for the LARP that I'm writing for, and getting packages ready to go for my Etsy shop. Congrats. Thank you, Oscar. It is... it's a relief, but I'm not kind of letting myself celebrate quite yet because I'm just waiting to hear back. And once I know it's properly done for good and all, then I will celebrate. But yeah, that's what's up with the all over bar the streaming thing. So maybe. What did I get done that sprint? I responded to some emails, and I also packed some packages. Micro celebration, still a mini win. Yeah, I did. I spent 4 days doing nothing, which was good. It was very good. I just sort of... I played a lot of Stardew Valley, and sort of went a lot because just so much writing for so long, and my brain had all leaked out of my ear. Guilt-free nothing is pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoy doing nothing guilt-free. So what are you up to this morning? Or this afternoon, rather? Because you're on that side of me. What do I have left to do? Got to make a few badges, and I think I got all my packaging done. So there's that. And I think I have a few documents to check over. But it'd be cool to hear what you are up to, if anything. Guilt-free nothing is also an option. Imagine we could do 20-minute sprints of doing zip. Be nice. It'd be nice. Yeah. So, just back from the dentist. Couldn't do anything to help though. Lovely benefit of pregnancy. Oh, rubbish. Oh, I hope you're not in too much pain. That is the suck. So sucky. How far are you along now? How long are you gonna have to put up with whatever it is? Oscar says, I really want to work on the novel today. I haven't been able to focus for a week. Okay, well, in fairness, you got tooth pain and pregnancy bullshit. You know, be be kind to yourself. 33, 34. Okay, so most of the way there. Most of the way there, and but this stage, I think you just gotta be a little bit kind to yourself and realize that, you're growing a whole entire human. Crown fell off, so no pain, just a mess in my mouth. Oh, oh, sucks. Yeah. I yeah. I hope it's not anywhere too visible. Masks are sort of a blessing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I sympathize. I sympathize much because that's just that would just annoy me a whole lot. But hopefully not too many weeks away. This'll all be over, baby, and you get to fix your mouth. Something to look forward to, I guess. Oh god. Well, how about we do a little sprint and see if you can maybe get at least read in onto where you're at the novel. Yeah. I'm free for now. So I'm not sad. I'm wearing a lemon shirt. I'm happy. Can't be sad wearing a lemon shirt. What is the LARP I'm working on? It is a combat LARP. So it's one of those ones with foam and latex weapons that happens in a field. It is probably not going to name it because it would make me far too findable. There aren't that many of us working on it, but it is. The idea is the player characters are a band of mercenaries and attached hangers on in a fantasy system that's sort of based on medieval Ireland, but with like magic and weirdness. And there's the in the weekend that the events take place, the players will go to a place, they will have an official job that they've been hired to do, and they will also be hired by locals for some sort of odd jobs with the varying degrees of officialness or under the table sketchiness. And so they go off on adventures, which are, if you've mostly done things like tabletops. It's sort of like going off and doing a dungeon, I suppose. But then sometimes random encounters also happen and come annoy their camp. It's a lot of fun. There is magic and mystery and politics and all sorts going on at the moment. The sort of big storyline is that we've had a 2-year time skip because of course we have. We were going to just do the year that never was and just start with the next event we had planned, but then too much time had passed, and so we just went, okay, you know what, we're gonna need to change a few things in the game anyway. Let's just shake a few things up. And we said, okay, yeah, 2 years have passed. The monarch has died. There's been a slight Game of Thrones situation going on with a bunch of people claiming that they have the right and fighting each other. And we're allowing players to kind of do a bit of a play-by-post style thing with multiple choice to decide kind of who the mercenaries kind of supported, and we will then open with that and sort of establishment of this new regime is going to be what happens next. So there will be politics and intrigue and shenanigans. Bit of a lemon myself, 50% at least. Lemons are tasty. Lemons are good. Sounds in depth. Yeah. It is, and there's a lot goes into it. Though at the moment, it's sort of there's a bit of making sure the lore is consistent and putting it out to the player base in a useful way because we had a hack on the website and we have to rebuild it from scratch. It's messy. We have all the documents, but they're all in Google Drive, so it's putting it all back together. There were a couple of things about the lore that we kind of wanted to change because we just thought about it and went, you know what? The game would be better without this thing, or with this thing being slightly different. And at this point, nobody remembers what anything is. So let's just change it now. Make it easier for ourselves later. Yeah, time skips. They can be good or bad. Kind of like I think that we sort of decided this one as soon as somebody had the idea of giving players a choice of what happened during the time skip. It's like, no, that makes sense. The thing that we don't want to do is have players feel like they got railroaded into anything, even if like your preferred outcome didn't happen because not enough people supported it in the sort of mini game we have. It's, it still gives players a sense of agency, which is, I think, kind of key to keeping people engaged. But yeah, so we've got that going on. I also have logistics stuff sort of going, okay, so we need to organize having a site and insurance and people to paint up the monsters and all the sort of background stuff that people don't necessarily think about, but is actually the bulk of the work of starting a LARP. There is a thing that happens on LARP Facebook groups, like big international ones. I'm a part of a couple of them, but every like 6 months or so, some person pops up and is like, I have this amazing idea that will reinvent LARP, and they've never been to a LARP before, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's going to be 24-hour time in, it's going to have this and this and this and this. And then people who are a bit more experienced with running LARP go, have you thought about how you're gonna get a site for that? What sort of site you need, and what sort of facilities you need, and the sort of brass tacks things of, okay, well, if you're running 24-hour time in, you're going to need a reasonably sizable monster crew, or you're going to need to get your players to monster because the monsters are going to need to sleep. And they inevitably get annoyed because this is not the reception that they wanted. They wanted people to be excited about their dream, not people to give them nitpicky feedback on their process. Yes, it is. Everything is easier on paper. Casey, I missed you too. Yeah. So what happened was I spent like a week solid just going, no brain to stream, finish thesis, finished it sort of. Submitted a draft, full draft, hopefully final draft, get a proofread, not heard back yet. So that's where I am with that. Currently, I am doing some stuff for my Etsy shop, doing some life admin, doing some stuff for a LARP that I'm writing for. So that's why we're discussing the weird intricacies of LARP planning. It's kind of like the main thing to organize is getting however many people in a field with access to food, water, shelter, first aid, you know, that insurance, that kind of thing, and then then you run a LARP. So that's that is kind of what I'm doing at the moment. That is flitting between sorting out the lore shenanigans and sorting out the other shenanigans. Speaking of which, I think it's probably time to do another sprint. So let's do that. 3, 2, 1. Hello, I'm back. How are you? Oh, damn, turn myself off. Go away. Shoot. Okay. How are we doing? I think I opened a big box. Yeah. Good rant about LARP for a long time. Happy sprinting. Yes, I had happy sprint. World of LARP. Never dipped my toe into. Yeah. Yeah, it is good. It is fun. Would recommend. It's exciting. Oh man, I thought it was finally the day. Hopefully, thesis work did good. Yeah. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I will find out when I get a message back from my supervisor. Actually, I should read my emails. Read my emails and check and make sure. Yes. And Kibby, hello Kibby. Kibby is lurking. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. So, how did you all do that sprint? Did you get anything productive done? I have been world building, sort of trying to line up things that we have previously said in our LARP documents about funeral practices, and sort of going, oh, where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Cotton Joe. Yeah. Schrodinger's essay. Yes. There's a lot of Schrodinger about it at the moment. But hey, do what you gotta do. Still no word from the supervisor. Casey made a second cup of coffee and day job stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. Productive. Good to hear it. Oh, I still haven't. I'm making Brennan pins for my Etsy shop. I still haven't glued that because I got sucked into this world building conversation with people. There's a team of people writing the SLARP together. It's not just me, thankfully. I think I might die. So yeah, I just got to remember to also do the other things that I need to do. I think we'll do one more sprint before I go, before it is sandwich time. But yeah, I think I'm happy with what I did, even if it isn't exactly what I planned. Sometimes collaborative writing can be time consuming, really interesting and exciting, and we came up with a new kind of thing that we can throw at our players, a new sort of monster. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing about funeral practices in a fantasy setting. If you get them wrong, ooh, there's all sorts of ways they can go messy on you. Terrifying flaming ghosts. Yeah. Coming from the thought of, why doesn't everybody cremate people if things can come back as undead? Terrifying flaming ghosts is a good insetting reason, we thought. I am probably getting hungry. I'm a little bit derpy today in general. Ooh, pin idea. So TikTok pin, look like safety pin, says you're safe with me. It's for people are allies. Yeah, I've seen the safety pin thing. I don't have any safety pins, but I might do a safety pin. That's handy. I might have a go. Thank you. It's a good idea. Yeah. I have a whole range of things. My newest one, something that I did on commission, but I've now done a general version of it, which is a pigeon. Somebody wanted a pronoun pin with pigeon on it, so now pigeons are a thing. Environmentalist, fantasy setting. Global warming, not an issue. Play a LARP to give ourselves a different set of problems. So yeah. What else? I don't have very many pins to show because I haven't. Need to paint these. Packaged all the ones that I had, but I've been making some Ukraine pins. They need some more painting. Yes, but burning a body would not necessarily have registered as that. There are plenty of cultures that include cremation as part of their funeral rites. That would respect Mother Nature in some sense, but just don't see that as being harmful. Couldn't see why that would be a problem. And at that point, it wasn't. Or at least, I mean, even now, as compared to all the other things. Yeah. I've seen the idea. It came up first about 2014, 2015. And there was a whole kind of back and forth about it at the time about how useful it was as a thing. But yeah, if it's back and people are using it as a signal, I think I should have one. That sounds like a good idea. Yep. Oscar, the other thing is, yeah, we could make it a belief about Mother Nature, but that doesn't allow us to throw flaming ghosts at our players. Yes, and it's not I mean, they are. But I think that the "You're Safe with Me" thing adds something to it, because that was a point a lot of people made the first time around. But when it's got an explicit statement on it, like putting "You're Safe with Me" and maybe a trans flag in the background, that changes it a little bit. It might make assholes less inclined to wear it because they'll get shit from other assholes for wearing it. If it's a known signal, it's an obvious signal, then okay, maybe some people might use it performatively and not be willing to back it up. But yeah, if we if it's the sort of thing that that is marking you as a supporter, people who don't like the group aren't necessarily gonna want to wear it. Because yeah, God love, they might make someone feel okay that doesn't deserve to feel okay. Or get punched in the mouth by another asshole. What, this one? It has worked in at least one case. In that somebody made it out of a window, it got recognized. Yeah, I think signals like that are risky because they need to be really well known to work. And if they're really well known, the perpetrator, if they can see it, will recognize it. But at the same time, like anything that allows you to say something silently gives you a better chance. So he's useful. As someone that is from the South, is surrounded by a lot of closed-minded people, I don't think that it's likely that it would be one of the assholes want to show fake support. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that's yeah. Uh, you, that's kind of an online phenomenon only, really. You get troll accounts that try to paint themselves as allies and then start spewing whatever 4chan's latest op is. But people don't want to do that in person. Yeah, yeah, it makes them look bad, and especially the homophobes and transphobes, they've got a reputation to maintain. A lot of the time it is I mean, turfs are different, but with a lot of them, preserving the image of masculinity is very important to them. um with turfs, is it's less that, but they would not want to be. They would not want to be mistaken for one of these TRAs. Ugh. Though they have started using the colors of the gender fluid flag, I don't think they knew that. I think that they took the colors from something else. And it just happened to be the same colors of the gender fluid flag. It's really annoying for people who like that flag. I mean, at least they're using it horizontally and not vertically, but ugh, ugh, ruining things. Anyway, I've got loads of messages popping up here. Yeah, I just use whichever bathroom is closest. People should get used to seeing the other gender whether they poop. It's their cubicles. That's the problem. To be honest, I'd much prefer if it was if we just have toilets. Why do we need to segregate them anyway? It just makes everything more complicated. But you know, ugh, I don't see what the big deal is. Uh, you know, maybe having a separate room for urinals is handy because they smell. But anyway, I've got like a million messages popping up here, so I'm just going to go to the next sprint real quick, and I will see you on the other side. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. How are we? I am good. I finally remembered to attach the pin to the back of that badge that I keep getting distracted from. And then got sucked straight back into world building shenanigans, it's actually really fun. I am having a great time talking about death and the undead. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, they do. But having experienced both, I mean, usually period pins uh, got a lid on them, and urinal cakes do not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, well, I'll definitely work on a pin, and if you like, I can put a link to it. So if you want to buy one, you can do that. Um, I have a link to these pins down there already, and from that you can find the rest of my pins, the ones that I have already, if that's something that you would like to have. I have lots of different things. I've got frogs and pigeons and moths and pride flags of various sorts, and just plain pronoun pins and all sorts. So they're quite neat. You're procrastinating. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, again, you've got a lot to be dealing with beyond the writing. Yes, creepy scenes are good. What are you writing a creepy scene about? Doing them for charity. Yeah, these ones are a special charity pin that I'm doing. They are going to help the UN refugee appeal for Ukraine. All of the profits from it, which is about half of the total retail cost. So yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing that I do. I will probably occasionally do. There is one other charity badge, which is the new Pride pin, which you can find by Bros in the shop. It is a pin with a flag that's specifically sort of about supporting LGBTQ people of color. So it goes to a relevant charity. On the phone for the vet for my puppy. She's got a test for parvo. Oh, I hope she's okay. Poor puppy. Guessing the shipping costs more than the pin? No, not usually. Because I can usually get them into letter envelopes, like these ones. So they only take about €3 to post, which is so they're fine. Either that or the pin is more expensive than you're thinking, but it takes. Yeah, they take some work, these pins. I did make another one that time. Tiny little leaf. Tiny little leaf. Me and my husband sent about 2K's worth of food a while back. Apparently, cash donations in Italy were going towards weapons, which my husband really didn't want to fund. Yeah, the UN fund should also be safe for that. I also have a direct donation link to the UN fund below. It's in the link tree if it's not in the text. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking while I was picking where to send the money. That this is something that everybody can get behind. I do enjoy eating. I enjoy eating and living and all of those things. But yeah, I may have to up my prices after. I'm going to be going on a break for May because I'm getting top surgery and I'm not going to be able to like physically do a whole lot for the month. When I come back, I might have to review my prices because, as with everything else, costs from my suppliers are going up. I've got to, postage has gone up a bit. I have to buy all these little wooden round things, and those are more expensive than they used to be. So, but hopefully, I'm trying to keep them as cheap and accessible as I can because they're a useful thing. I like them being out there in the world. It's not going to be my main source of income here anyway, long term. Though it currently kind of is. Uh, but thankfully, I don't have a lot of costs. But yeah, I'm cheap while you can. All right. Speaking of eating, it's now 2:45, and I really need to eat. So I think this is probably the time to end the stream. If you've enjoyed the stream at any point, please do leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, then subscribe. You can find all of my other live streams below, and also the link to Devon Cutting's playlist, which has other people doing the same thing that I do, probably with slightly more brain than I have today. I will be back on Thursday and next week, though I'll be taking a break after that. Aforementioned top surgery. I'm not going. I'm not going on live stream on heavy painkillers, no matter how funny it would be. All right. Bye, Casey. In a while, crocodile. Do a bulk order at some point. We need to give baby gift boxes. Yes, I would. Send me a message on Etsy, and I will. And I will discuss it further with you. Thank you very much, and I will see you on a Thursday.